Welcome to Swiss Esports Arena, the best Swiss esports talk show, episode 7. Today I'm joined by Lynex of mYinsanity, and we will talk about the Swisscom Hero League CSGO finals. It's a very short-term episode, so I only got one guest, but it's a good one. So thank you for being here, my boy.
Always, no problem.
So we have Red Instinct versus KINGZZZ in the Swisscom Hero League finals. And first of all, I would like to talk about Maniac, even if we are not sure if he will be playing. Let's think he will play, because that's cooler then. So, for the people that don't know Maniac, if there are people that don't know him, who's Maniac?
Maniac is, in my opinion, the only Swiss player that made it far internationally, like to the real big events. Until now, obviously. I think rigoN and Mali can get there, or I hopefully will also be there at one point. But at the current moment, he's the only Swiss pro player we ever had, in my opinion.
Like, he's even the best Swiss esports player of all time, isn't he?
I'm not sure if the best CSGO, yes. If he's the best in general, I'm unsure. I think there's other players in Fortnite or something like that. Okay. Yeah, but CSGO-wise, yes, definitely.
And I think better than the league players, so I didn't think about Fortnite. But yeah, that could be also good. And what was he like? Where did he play? Did he have any big achievements that you should know of? Oh, you don't know why?
This goes way back though. I remember watching some games from him. He played with Titan, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
He played with KINGZZZ and all of the other French scenes. He played good in my eyes. I liked his play style. But I'm not sure why in the end he stopped his playing career. I find his work he does as an analyst right now really good, since he was a player and he moved to an analyst, and I think that gives a really good insight into the game for a viewer, because you have a person that played the game, who knows the game for a long time. And yeah, he has been to, I think, 2 majors. So yeah, he is experienced. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and his analysis is great. Like Swiss quality analysis, I always say.
Yes, definitely. Very good.
So now, in terms of playing and not as an analyst, what makes him so valuable for a team? Now in Switzerland, especially.
His knowledge. Just his basic game knowledge. After we lost to Red Instinct, where he played, they had the same question, like, what does Maniac bring to a team? Obviously, he can carry a hard frag as he did against us, but he has good knowledge. And as he said, the rules of CS are pretty much the same among all skill levels. If you're in an eco, it's most likely that you will either be 5-man pushed or rush or whatever. And if you have a full-on buy, you rarely rush because you want to use your utility and get advantage. And therefore, he has great read in the general, not like a team read against like mYinsanity or against KINGZZZ, but he has a good knowledge of CS in general. So that is really good for any team, basically. And what he also said during his interview is he tries to pass on the knowledge to his current teammates in Red Instinct, like why he said this or why he said that, if I understood correctly. And I think the players playing with him really gain a lot of from that, obviously, because he get good insights from a top tier player. And yeah, so that's what you get from Maniac in my eyes.
Yeah, most likely they will even get something not only for the current game they are playing with him, but even for the future they will learn something.
Yeah, exactly. They just learn more and faster than you would in a normal team environment where you don't have an experienced player as Maniac. So they will definitely gain a lot from these games, yes.
Now, not only tactically and in terms of fragging, but do you think it also has some, how can I say that, some mindfulness from him? Like, maybe they don't tilt as fast, maybe he has this calming presence. Do you think something like that may be true as well?
I definitely think he has a calming presence, because
I imagine that as well.
Because well, I could be wrong since I never played with him. I can only say what I think is my personal opinion. I just think that he won't get stressed really, or like I do. I get very excited. He obviously will get excited, but I imagine him being able to bring it down to like, come on guys, let's focus, let's get another round, and the game isn't over yet. Stay focused and just keep the team calm and ready, and not to get I would say overhyped, to like overpeak everything and go aggressive, which could cost you rounds, obviously. And I think in that area, he's also really good, yeah.
I'm sure the experience plays a big part there because, oh wow, you're winning in the Swisscom Hero League. I don't think he gets as excited as when he was in a fucking major. Like, he has the experience. He has been in these situations.
Yeah, definitely. It's not the same thrill playing in front of the Swiss crowd and the major crowd. It's different. I personally think that if it would be me, I would still get a little tingle. I would say I would still feel not nervous, but the excitement of it, because you're still competing for something. I mean, it's not the major, but it's still, you want to win, and I still think that he will get that and feel a bit of pressure, but nothing that will break him.
Yeah, I can agree. He will still feel it, but it doesn't matter. It won't affect him negatively. So for my next question, so you played against him in the semifinals, like always against Red Instinct. You play against them. Like, what was it like playing against him compared to the normal Swiss players? Like, he is built different. He's not the normal Swiss player. What was it like playing against him?
We played against him, I think, 3 times already.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Last season as well?
No, not last season. Was it Cecil, I think? I remember we played against him like 2-3 times. And last time there were close matches. But we still didn't win against Red Instinct, obviously. It's hard to say what it changes. I mean, Red Instinct and Kings as well, they're a mix of very, very strong individual players. They know how to play. They all know how to approach the game. They don't just run in. So I think that Maniac is just bringing a bit more the tactical side to it and keeping the team more composed. But I wouldn't say that he changes the entire flow of Red Instinct. It's just a bit more coordinated, I would say. It's not like they were uncoordinated before. They're definitely not. They all know what they're doing. It's just a bit more because he has the knowledge, obviously.
And I think he isn't even IGLing, right? Only giving suggestions, he said during an interview.
Exactly. I think if I heard correctly, it's Xreal who does the calling.
No
which
idea,
to be honest, I found impressed. I didn't know he was calling that because, in my opinion, Xreal is a really good player. I really like him. He's a great player. So if he is IGLing and fracking this hard, I definitely need to ask him how he's doing it, because I would like that as well. Yeah.
So we talked about Maniac. Now I would like to talk about rigoN, because I think there are more people that don't know rigoN than people that don't know Maniac. And to be honest, I don't quite know rigoN myself. So, Lynex, who's rigoN?
rigoN is an FPL player.
Yeah.
He qualified from FPLC. So he's a hard grinder in my eyes, a very hard grinder. He played with a mix. Can't remember what it was. Like Juan Flatro and some others. And then they would join Team Secret. And after that, I think he left. Before that, they were even managed, I think, to beat Mouse Sports in a best of 1 or best of 3. I can't remember. They beat some really good teams, actually, as the mix they were. So he's definitely a very skillful aimer. I know Seth from Kings, so I hear 1 or 2 things how he thinks about rigoN. Obviously, only good, because he's a machine. He's just a total machine. I mean, we played against him and we were Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to win the 1v1 duel against that guy. It's yeah. We remember a round we had against him who on overpass 3 versus 1, and we tried to peek him all at the same time, but we had no chance.
Okay.
It was that guy. He just wrecked us. So I would say skill-wise, he's probably the best player right now in Switzerland, by far, probably even. Then Mali and Maniac afterwards, but raw aim-wise, he's just brutal to play against. And obviously, he has no pressure in the Swiss league because he's playing with his friends, and he's just running around basically. Well, for him, running around and deathmatching and just shooting heads, and it's easy for him. So yeah, he's a good player. Yeah.
Now, if I ask you the question, what makes him so valuable? Can you give something else? Then yeah, he just shoots you and you're dead. Like, do you think he has some other values?
Well, his values.
Sure, but yeah.
Well, he doesn't have the experience as Maniac does in my eyes, but he still has experience. I mean, he played for Team Secret. He plays in some mixes. I mean, high up, played against good teams, so he has some knowledge. He doesn't have the big knowledge as Maniac does, but I would say it's still far enough for the Swiss scene to be able to say, why are we doing this? Why are we not doing that? Why are we not doing something else? Or also to give suggestions. The skill for him is far enough for that. And aim-wise, like you said, he can shoot heads. I mean, it's not only that, obviously, because you need to have a good game read at this level. But yeah, if you have rigoN in your team, you can just run around and let him kill people. Or also, if you need a call or something, he's definitely also there to do a call.
So the difference of playing against normal Swiss players and playing against rigoN, is it just that you have to be way more careful? Because if you do something dumb, don't flash a corner or so,
yes,
you instantly get shot.
Yes, it's literally that. If you peek a corner against rigoN, you're not flashing it, or if it's a fair 50-50 aim duel, he'll mostly win it all the time. It's I mean, I can only speak from my experience. When we peeked him 1-by-1 in a normal aim duel, he mostly won it. If we flashed him, obviously, we have way better chance because he's blind. If you wide swing and stuff together, it's also fine. But in a 1v1 duel straight, it's very hard. Yes.
So now let us look at Maniac versus rigoN. So who of them is the better player? What would you say? Like, maybe you said it.
Are we if we're it's hard to say, to be honest.
Let's say as a whole player, not just
as
a complete package.
Oof. Well, Maniac can still frag hard, as we saw against us. For the Swiss scene, they're both fine, but I would say at the moment, as I've talked to a lot of Swiss players all the time, obviously, and a lot of people say that in the moment in Switzerland, raw aim and skill just outweighs the team and the team practice you invest. So at the moment, if you have just 5 players who are insanely skilled and somewhat function together, you're gonna make so much damage, and you can play against us. I mean, we're not bad, obviously. We're decent, but if you have 5 aimers and they all know what they're doing, we can have the team practice that we want. If they headshot us, they headshot us. So for the Swiss scene, I would say rigoN has the edge, just because of his aim. Not saying that Maniac has a bad aim, obviously. It's just that rigoN is
for sure,
brilliant. But if we would talk up in the higher leagues against more experienced players, where they're around all the same aim level, skill level, exactly, it would be harder. I know Maniac doesn't play a lot anymore, since he hardly played before the semifinals against us. So in current form, probably rigoN. But if I'm pretty sure if Maniac would full on grind again, it will. I would say Maniac would still have the slight edge, but very slight. But only if he really went into it again full time. But at the moment, I think rigoN has the edge.
Okay, so let's say Maniac would be the better player, but better player doesn't have to mean he's more valuable. So if you take Maniac out of Red Instinct, or you put him into Red Instinct and you put rigoN into Kings, who is more valuable for the team? Who makes the team way better? Like if Maniac makes Red Instinct +7, rigoN does +8, or...
I would say, I would still say the Maniac brings slightly more value to the team, because Red Instinct isn't lacking aim or frags, not at all. They all know how to aim, they all know how to shoot people. So I think if you have a Maniac who also can, shoot on the same level, if not better as they are, bring in the experience, bring in the knowledge, and also the calmness and everything, I think that brings them more as Kings that is already, like, they're all aim heavy again, and they all know what to do. Bringing in another fragger is bloody brilliant in my eyes, but he also has experience, like I said, but the experience just has Maniac has just more of that, and I think that will just help them a bit more in general. If you say like Maniac is +8 and rigoN's +7, I would say Maniac has a slight edge. However, this doesn't mean for me that Red Instinct will win against Kings in my eyes. It's just who brings more to the team.
Yeah, I understand what you mean. So now let's compare Red Instinct to Kings. Now, or first of all, I think according to HLTV, Maniac isn't playing this Saturday, sadly.
Yes, I think so as well.
So how hard of a hit is that for Red Instinct? Is it a huge hit, and now it's not even a balanced matchup anymore?
I wouldn't say... Well, it is a hard hit in my eyes, since you're losing your experienced player. And if Maniac would frag the same as he would frag against us, it's a big hit, because he fragged real good. But like I said, no one of Rins is bad. They're all very good. They all know how to shoot and what to do. I would just still say whoever is joining for Maniac, it's hard to say, but they have a big gap to fill, because you're losing such experienced players, and the stand-in or the normal fifth player, don't know who's standing at Rins and not. Just as a big job to complete. And I think if Rins does it as a team, that will be fine. But without Maniac, I think Kings has the slight edge, yes. A very slight edge.
So one of the storylines, except the rigoN versus Maniac storyline, which I would like to push, but it fucking died, the storyline, is Red Instinct are going for the three-peat, 3 titles in a row. And Kings want their first trophy. I think rigoN especially, like, he is the best Swiss player now, I would say. Or some people would say.
Yes.
And he doesn't have the biggest Swiss trophy. So... do you think that's a big motivation for both teams? Like one team, hey, we want that 3rd title in a row, and one team has the motivation, hey, we want that first trophy. Like, do you think that's...
One obviously wants the hat trick, and one wants the first title, as you said. Like I said, I think Kings will have the slight edge on Red Instinct on the finals, but only because they have the edge. If they play bad, they'll still lose. Or if Red Instinct plays out of their minds, they'll still lose. I think if we see them perform as they did in the season, Kings should win, because Kings won against Red Instinct mid-season. So it's gonna be a boost for both of them. But I do think that Kings will take it home.
So you talked about the substitute. I'm not sure if it's the substitute for Maniac, but I read on Twitter that DexxM, the winner of the last 2
is coming, yes.
Yeah, is coming back. But I also read in the tweet that he hasn't played recently. And I think, like, he's a good player, but without playing in the recent times, do you think that's a downgrade? Do you think that's bad?
I've texted with Danny within the last few days because he said he is coming back, and I was like, go Q, face it, obviously, because he's a good player. I don't know how long his break was. I think he told me a few months, but I know him. I remember him. He could join a server with 4 hours in 2 weeks and just 30 bomb everyone. I mean, it's that guy. The less he plays, the better he is. Type of player. I hope he plays a lot until Saturday, obviously, but I don't think it's a downgrade. Well, it depends if he's filling for Maniac. He has like I said, he has a big step. He needs to step up a lot, but in no way I think that's a downgrade from any normal player you could get. I mean, he will still. I hope that he will still frag a lot. If he places up and if he gets comfortable, then yeah, he will still get many frags.
So there was a question, or even a lot of questions which I skipped, but now luckily I remembered them because of all the players on the server. If we say Maniac is out, and let's not count in rigoN because the question would be boring then, who is the best player on the server?
Ooh.
Without rigoN, or else the question would be...
Without rigoN and Maniac?
Yeah.
Well, that's a hard one. Well, let's say... I think the normal Kings lineup is coming, but I'm not sure who's coming for Red Instinct, because yeah, they have... I'm not sure because of Maniac not coming, and now DexxM is coming. But I really think if we're going...
Yeah, I could tell you the HLTV lineup if you want.
Yeah, tell me. Yeah.
It would be XReal, DexxM, YasX or Yas underscore X.
Yeah.
Recall it.
Yeah, recalled.
And Krumpse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the lineup for them.
I'm just gonna go off total player value, like that entire package once again. If we're going entire package, I really think it's gonna be between the French players, Recalled and YasX or XReal in my eyes, because I know Maniac thinks highly of XReal, but I've seen XReal play. I've played with him. I talk to him from time to time. He is a great player. He knows how to aim. He also knows he's smart. When I talked to him at Switzerland 2 or 3 years ago, I sat behind him just to learn a bit, and his decision making is very good, and he knows when to peak, when not to peak, and everything. So entire package is between the 2 French players and XReal. I think those are the 3 contenders. If we let Maniac and rigoN out of the picture, obviously, but yeah, they're all like I know Kings, a few of them personally. I don't want to say they're all great players, by the way, but I'm just saying as an entire package, XReal is probably, or the 2 Frenches are better. Yeah,
I think that sounds pretty bad for the Kings side if 3 of the Red Instinct players are better. Or is the rigoN factor just too big?
No. The rigoN factor isn't too big, but as we said at the start, at the moment in Switzerland, aim is just more valuable than your entire team play. And I said that was the rating of the total as a total player.
Yeah.
Like the Kings lineup with Alex, Zed, and rigoN and Co. They all aim as well. If not better than some of the Red Instinct players. That's why they obviously won, and they don't lack experience as well. But XReal has just experience from the French side, French CS side, as well as the other 2 players from the French, if I remember correctly. So experience-wise, it's just ahead. But like I said, experience doesn't win the games in Switzerland at the moment. It's just who frags more. And if we go raw fragging, it's KINGZZZ's game. Because Zed knows how to frag, Alex knows how to frag, risk knows how to play his orb aggressively, and the other 2 players, rigoN and I can't remember the fifth. I think it's Medicino or something like
yeah.
that.
Medicino, yeah.
Medicino is also crazy aim. Yeah, so they're all good. I mean, like I said, if we go by raw aim, I think Kings has the edge. Raw aim, Kings will have the edge.
Yeah.
But if we're talking total solo player value, Rince has the edge. But the player value in Switzerland just doesn't beat the aim at the moment, sadly.
Not yet.
I know a lot of people really hope to. I know people that talk to me after we lost to Red Instinct that people really want to see a proper team. Doesn't matter which team it is, to finally beat the puck teams. Like,
yeah, please.
just for once, just beat them, because as soon as that happens, if they really want to be on the top of Switzerland, they need to start practice. Then they really need to start at one point. Otherwise, it's just not enough. But at the moment, it is enough. So as soon as a real team, us, Sparks, or whoever is practicing nowadays, beats them, and if they really want to continue, they will start to practice, and that will elevate the level of them once again, which will, in long term, elevate our play, and with that, the entire Swiss scene. So we just have to wait that the other Swiss players, finally catch up to them, and then hopefully beat them once.
Yeah, I was one of the people that cheered for MOI, because you're a team that is practicing, not the puck team and all, and it would be good for the Swiss scene, good for the viewers, good for the players, also in League of Legends. But I think that's a huge fucking topic. But for another show, I would say, because
a lot of
a
lot of people were also, the analysts said 2-1 mYinsanity, which I found quite interesting, to be honest. Why
they said?
Yeah, I think Kairos even said 2-1 mYinsanity, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, my analyst said the same.
If we would have played, in my opinion, we didn't play the semifinals as good as we could have.
Yeah.
If we would have played it at the same level as we played it against Fragbox, that would have been way closer. Way. Both maps would have been way closer. Then it would have been realistic, but we didn't play good. Like, I can say that honestly. We didn't play bad, not at all, but we didn't play as good as we did against Fragbox. If we would have played on the same level, it would have been way different. Yeah, next season, hopefully, we'll beat them.
Maybe we can come back to that, to your matchup later, because last question, I think, for the Swisscom Hero League finals in itself. So I think you said it once, but say it once again. Who wins and why, and what's the score?
I say Kings wins. I'm unsure if it's 2-1 or 2-0. It depends on the maps. If they play puck heavy maps, Kings will just win. If the thing is with Maniac, they can play Nuke really good, because he knows Nuke, and he really knows what to do and when to do on the map. So if they will play Nuke, especially, I would have said Red Instinct will win Nuke. But I guess Kings knows that, so they will probably ban it. So depending on the maps, I would say 2-0 or 2-1. As soon as I see the maps, I could give a prediction, but in the end, Kings will win in my eyes. And it's just because, obviously, I just see them having more raw aim at the moment, and also, yeah, they're all talented players. Everyone, also Rins and Kings, so it's just gonna, in my eyes, it's just Kings. I mean, they beat Red Instinct in the season quite good. I think like 16-8, 16-7 or something around there. Can't remember. So if they just play the same again, and they don't, and Rins doesn't change something or upgrade the lineup with Maniac or whatever, I think it's going to be a same result.
Yeah, so one phrase that stuck in my head was when I talked to Shubi and Dao, Shubi said he couldn't remember the last time when rigoN lost the game in Switzerland. And I think this could stay the same, and I hope this stays the same. So I would also say Kings wins, and maybe 2-0.
But when did he really play in Switzerland, rigoN? I'm not sure. Like, I agree with Shubi. He hasn't lost until now that I know of.
In the Cecil he played last season.
Oh, he played Cecil as well.
He should.
He's in.
He has a photo with the trophy and the Kings jersey.
Oh, then he was there as well. Okay, I didn't watch Cecil last season since we were focused on other stuff. But then obviously, yes. I don't think he will change that. That fact will change anytime soon. Yes.
I just want to mention the rigoN factor once again, so it gets said during the Swisscom Hero League stream for my ego. But now, enough about the Swisscom Hero League final. I would like to talk about your match for a short time. So you said you weren't happy. What went wrong in your matches against Red Instinct?
We played against them in the season. We definitely blew that as well. The season, the normal season was generally, we had a hard season, especially pre-playoffs. We started real good with a win against Flying Hirsch, but we didn't play day 2 and 3. That was because of me. I needed to go to Zivildienst, so I couldn't play an entire week, which sadly set me back quite a lot, actually. So I lost some level there for a short time, and it was really hard to get back in form after that. But we still managed to make the playoffs, which was the important part. And then they got Red Instinct, the semifinals. We just didn't hit our shots that we should have, in my opinion. We just lost the aim duels mostly, in my opinions. It was not like they outstrated us big. They were obviously good in the strategies, but we just lost way too many 1v1s or got caught out from something that probably Xreal or Maniac, whoever called against us, that will do that fast or this fast, and then it caught us off guard, which shouldn't happen. But obviously it does, since it's CS. I mean, how many times do we catch people off guard? I mean, 100 times probably as well. If we would have played like in the quarterfinals, it would have been different. I don't know if we would have won. I just say it would have been different. It would have been closer. So next time, I'll definitely know what to ban against them more. I tried to prepare as much as we could, but that didn't help. I invested around 10 hours for the semifinals with Zed together. He helped me. Yep.
Oh, okay.
He helped me. Yeah, he helped me a lot with the demos and everything. So we looked about 5 demos together, 3 of us and 2 of theirs. What we do and what they do, and what we could change, and certain things that we could take over, which I found quite good. And after that, we took another 3 or 4 hours on the server to give me some more tips or tricks or whatever. So I prepared a lot with Zed. Sadly, it wasn't enough. Yeah, but I just think it was okay. It's not we played bad at all. I just say we could have played better. But in my opinion, if we catch up, which we will at one point, to them, it will be way closer. And at that point, we'll win. I hope.
So I would like to push another storyline here, because not mYinsanity and Red Instinct do not have a rivalry, but because you played with Babos the last 2 seasons.
Yes.
But I think soon Lynex
Lynex
has a rivalry, because I remember season 1 or season 2 of the Hero League, blah blah blah.
Yes,
you
exactly.
played against them in the semifinals, and it was so fucking close.
2-1, and we've lost both maps. Right? Yeah. Don't mention it. That's flashbacks for me. We should have won that. Yes. Yeah, that broke my heart back then. But yes, I'm starting to have a rivalry with Red Instinct, especially with DexxM, with Danny. I just want to beat him at one point. I obviously joke about him with him a lot when I see him everywhere, because he's a nice guy. But I always tell him, at one point I will beat you, because when I met him the first time, it's actually a funny story. We met online in a random EACA pug when he played for Red Instinct back in 2017, and I was still playing for a Swiss SMP, like just for fun, trying to get up, and get better. And we played, and he totally flamed my ass for being bad, which back then I totally was. And it's not no bad blood, obviously, but he was hard carrying our game in this random pug, and I was doing basically nothing because they were just all better than me. And then I added him as a friend, and he actually accepted, and now I'm playing against him, and hopefully soon beat him. And every time I see him, it's nice to talk to him or chat with him. But yeah, if I beat DexxM at one point, or Red Instinct, I'll be really happy. It'll be a time for party.
Hey, I'm cheering. I can say that. Like, I'm very confused. Like, when I asked you for the prediction, you are friends with Zed, it seems. You have a rivalry with Red Instinct, and you still gave a very not biased prediction. Like, holy fuck, you're insane. But
I never want to be biased. I think credit where credit is due always, because people spend a lot of time investing into CS, and I find it's unfair if you don't get the credit someone deserves if you worked for it. So I try not to be biased, obviously. If I am, I'm sorry. I just always say what I think is the best, the truth. And yeah, like I said, I know Zed, I know DexxM, but I just say what I think is the correct thing.
So while coughing, I forgot what I wanted to ask. Fuck my life. Oh, what? Fuck. No. Did you see in the last episode I had 2 analysts that were completely fucking biased, just like myself. Did you see the motivational speech they gave?
I did, yes.
Yes.
The ginger sherby.
Yeah.
That was great. I've watched the entire thing, obviously, since I wanted to know what their prediction was and what they thought of it. I've also watched the Emma and Thanos one, especially because I was thinking I was confused why Fragbox picked us. I was so confused why they did that. But if they say we were the weaker individuals, hey, if they think that, let that be. That is fine for me. Obviously, they were wrong. Well, in my opinion, at least. Yeah, but they were. I wouldn't say they were biased. They were hoping that, like I said, people want to see a team win against the PUC teams at one point, and they hoped it would be this time.
Yeah.
It wasn't this time. Maybe it's next time. We'll never know.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean it in a bad way, but yeah.
I know. Yeah.
I know. I also know what you mean. So we are at the end of the episode. It's a shorter one than the last episode. But is there anything you want to say at the end? Maybe reflect on the season. I don't know. Say thank you to your dad, mom, whatever. I don't know.
Just quickly to the Swisscom Hero League season in general. It was way better this season because a lot of people were flaming or flaming, not as much as always, but like the communication and the audio. Yeah. To be honest, it still needs upgrading, but a lot of the time, people, I don't know if they say it's Nessie. I heard some guys saying it's Nessie or whatever. I want to say thank you to Nessie actually for once, because I like him. If I ask him something, he gives response, and if he doesn't give response, or he can't say why or whatever, it's mostly not his fault. And he's only the man in the middle. He can only ask he can only answer of what he knows. And I really hope, I think you also mentioned that last time, that the feedback, the teams need to give feedback this season. Please give feedback. I don't know why I and I think Emma was the only one giving feedback. Like this, it will never get better. I just hope that the teams will give feedback this season. I already know that we have a document ready for Swisscom or the Swisscom Hero League with suggestions what we should or could change. I did that. Well, Seth did it with me, and we're putting everything in there. And I really hope that teams will either give their feedback or give it to our document or whatever, that we can make a a step in the right direction because they changed the format back to what I like, the playing against everyone, which is good, and not the double LM system they had before, which I totally didn't like. But they still need to change some things like the map veto. I think Emma is totally not a fan of that one. I agree, I'm also not a fan of that. And also the communication should be still a bit faster, but it's way, way better than it was. So it is getting there. So I wouldn't give them too much grief or flame or however you want to call it to the Swisscom Hero League, because they're really, in my eyes, they're pushing the esports right now. I mean, the production is very good. You have these interviews after the games. You have you're streaming like all the time. They have good casters. So it is going in the right direction, but we should give feedback when we can and not just ignore and then just be like, oh, why isn't it better? Which I'm totally not a fan of. Otherwise, what can I say? Maybe a thank you to mYinsanity, obviously, and to all mYinsanity sponsors for giving me and my team a shot at mYinsanity. It was an interesting season until now. And I hope we'll do better next season, obviously. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, first of all, about Nessie and all. Yeah, there were a lot of things I complained about, and I complained to Nessie, but he also gave me help, so thank you for that as well. Still, there are a lot of things to improve, but yeah, it's a better season, and the Swisscom Hero League is, in my eyes, still the biggest Swiss league, the most important Swiss league. Like, it's fucking Swisscom. Yes. How can you top that? Sorry. Like,
it's hard, yes.
It's so fucking big. And
it is.
It's nice to hear that you made this list for feedback. We've said, like, you're really a gem. I like yeah, good luck for the next season. I'm cheering again, and I hope the viewers do as well. So thank you for being here once again.
Anytime.
And to the viewers, thank you for watching. Don't forget to watch the Swisscom Hero League finals this Saturday. And yeah, thank you for watching, and see you in the next nice episode of Swiss Esports Arena or whatever. So bye-bye.
Bye.